Good afternoon, girls. I'm afraid that I'm away today because one of my daughters isn't feeling very well, so I thought I would record the last few chapters so that you can use them to revise for the exam. Here's chapter 9, the most recent one that we've done. Decem annos. For 10 years, notice there that that's in the accusative. For 10 years, that expresses time, how long in the accusative. I like to call it thlac. Time, how long, accusative. For 10 years, the Greeks besieged the Trojans. Notice that we said Trojans, it's not Troy. I think I spoke to you about that, Ava. Troian would be Troy, Troianos is the Trojans. The Greeks besieged the Trojans, but they are non possunt, they are not able to capture the city. Capere there is an infinitive, urbem, accusative. It's the object of the sentence. Tandem, at last, Agamemnon, king of the Greeks. Do you remember it was his brother Menelaus, whose wife Helen had run away? King of the Greeks. Notice that Graecorum, genitive plural, is despairing. Omnes principes convenire jubet. Look at that sentence and think about what I spoke about yesterday with you, Sarah, and with Eleanor, whereby we were saying, look at the whole sentence. Don't just look at it word by word. Look at the whole sentence. So omnes principes are not the subject of jubet. It's he orders all the chiefs to gather together, convenire, infinitive. And he says, for 10 years now we are besieging Troy. Obsidemus, first person plural. Often we are defeating the Trojans in pugna, ablative, in battle. But we are non possumus, but we are not able, capere, infinitive, to capture the city. Ego despero, verb, first person singular, present tense. What ought we to do? Verb, first person plural, we ought. Ought we, nay, turn it into a question, ought we to return, infinitive, ought we to return home? What do monetis, you, plural, advise, second person, plural, verb, present tense? The other chiefs fall silent, but Ulysses says, I am not despairing, I have a new plan. Listen to me, audite me, imperative there. All the chiefs listen to the plan Ulixis, genitive, of Ulysses carefully. They happily accept the plan. Again, it's not the plan is accepted, it's they accept the plan happily. Faciunt, they make a wooden horse, a huge wooden horse, an ingentem wooden horse. They send many brave men into the horse. Immittunt, it's a compound verb with in at the start of it. Illy, they climb into the horse and into the scent, and they hide themselves in the ventre, ablative, in the belly, equi, genitive, of the horse, possessive. The others get on board the ships and they sail to a neighbouring island, which was called Tenedos. At first light, that's time when, ablative. At first light, the Trojans see the naves, see the ships of the Greeks, genitive, going away, signi, present participle. Gaudent, they rejoice because the Greeks are not present. They rejoice because the fights are at last over. They current, they run out from the gates of the city to the deserted shoreline. They see the huge horse stantem, present participle, standing on the shore. Ali, some say we ought to take the horse into the city. Others say don't trust nolite, imperative, don't trust the horse. We fear the gifts of Greeks, genitive there. Fortasse, perhaps the Greeks are lying hidden in it, or are hidden in it. Tandem, at last they decide to take, infinitive, to take it into the city. All happily drag it through the gates, and they place it in the or on the citadel. Then they have a feast, and they drink much wine. Nox ad est, it is night time, the Trojans are asleep, the Greeks who, pronoun there, it's called the relative pronoun, the Greeks who are on the island get on board their ships and they quickly return to the Trojan city. Those who are hidden in the horse silently go out and they hurry to the gates. Motion towards accusative. Vigiles, the guards of the Trojans, genitive, are sleeping. They are drunk. The Greeks kill them. They quickly open the gates and they receive or they accept their comrades. They all run into the streets, orbis, genitive, of the city. A few of the Trojans, genitive, are resisting. Soon the Greeks capture the whole city. At last, they attack the palace of Priam. They kill Priam and his children. A few escape. Thus the Greeks at last capture Troy and they delent and they destroy the city. I'm just going to do that comprehension as well that follows on afterwards. Pauci, a few genitive of the Trojans, evadunt, escape. They relinquent, they leave the city burning, present participle again there. And they flee into the mountains. Among them is Aeneas, the chief of the Trojans, or a Trojan prince. He, Eripit, rescues his father and his wife and his small son from the flames, ablative. and leads them to the mountains. Soon others arrive at the mountains. All are despairing, but Aeneas says, Troy is burned, but we Trojans survived. Come with me, we ought to found a new Troy in another land. Condere the infinitive, and as we said last lesson, this new Troy is eventually going to be Rome, or the area where Rome will happen. They happily listen to Aeneas, they leave the mountains, and they climb down to the shore, and they descend to the shore. They get on board their ships, and soon they sail from the city of Troy, ablative, ab or Troia, into unknown lands. For a long time, Diu, they wander in the waves, and they undergo many hardships. At last they come into Italy, and they build a city. Very well done. I hope that's all clear and vaguely useful for you. Well done, everybody. You can see my daughter's just come into the room, so I need to see what she needs. I look forward to seeing you all soon. All the best then. Bye-bye.